question. Today we're going to talk a little bit about disciplining preteens and teenagers, right? We've talked in previous episodes, if you want to go and watch, about disciplining preschool age students, and this is a little bit different ball of wax. This disciplining preteens. And I want to say something. Okay. And then I know you have some questions from people, right? First of all, these kids are motivated by one of four things usually. And I want everybody to imagine that. So what ages are we talking about? 8 to 12, 13, 13, 8 to 13, right? So preteen and beginning teenagers, right? Because there's a whole other episode we're going to have to do on disciplining teenagers, right? And the reason we do is because developmentally they're in different places. But I want you to imagine your kid for a minute. I want you to imagine a quadrant. And I want you to imagine across the top we have people and things, and across the side we have the addition or removal of those. Every kid is different, and everyone is motivated by the addition or removal of people or things, right? So maybe your kid is motivated by the loss of their iPad. Maybe they're motivated by getting to earn time with their friend. Is that what they call what your child's currency is? Absolutely, great way to think about it. It's what motivates behavioral change for them. So often when we're upset. I got that from Dr. Phil. Nice, oh wow. Sorry. You know. How's that working for you? He did not hire me. Often what we try to do when our kids do something wrong is we go to the worst possible consequence right away to make their lives as miserable as possible. Right, bring home our point. Right, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the most effective thing for them. Okay, so I want you to imagine that. I want you to imagine where your kid falls. Every kid's different. People, but you have a question. Things. People and things, and the addition or removal of that, right? Every kid falls into one of those four quadrants in terms of their currency. Okay. Okay. But my child will not do her homework. What kind of a punishment is there for not doing homework? Okay. So we got people, things, addition or removal. Addition and removal. Remember, punishment is almost always either the infliction of pain of some type or the removal of something. Okay. Different people define punishment differently, but what I want to say is we don't always have to punish them to get their homework done, right? Yeah. First and foremost, what we want this age kids to learn is that they have their own freedoms and free will that they could make these choices. And so the most powerful thing I think we have in our bag is what we call the parental shrug, right? Yeah. Right? Do your homework, don't do your homework, right? Yeah. They have to be accountable for that. Here's the thing. Once you care about something more than your kid cares about it, I know. They've got you. That's not just for kids. Oh my gosh. That's in marriage. That's everything, right? And that's not just with homework, right? That's right. Once we're invested in, you're going to love broccoli. Right. You're going to be happy that you did anything that starts with, I'm telling you this for your own good, because we've already lost it. Out the window, right. So the homework piece though, let me, So look on that quadrant. Is my kid more motivated to earn a privilege, lose something? Are they more motivated by the relationship they have with their teacher and be accountable to them, right? So play around with where they're at. It will help you have a little bit more creativity when you're thinking about ways to discipline. So in terms of the people, a lot of parents of pre-adolescents and adolescents ground their kids. So the grounding would be taking away people. So it would be when you finish your homework, then you can go see your friends. Right. Which is, I really like that because it's very different than a punishment. It's more about when this gets done. Right. And the important thing, when we're in that quadrant, the removal of people, right? We have to remember that the grounding thing is most appropriate for you don't get to hang out with your friends. Right. What we never want to do is remove our relationship, right? Yes. I don't like you if, or, right? Because that's what Alfie Kohn calls a relationship withdrawal, right? We don't want to do that. I'm not going to hang out with you. Do they not get to do a certain event if they don't get the homework done? Absolutely, right? I talk to parents about a pyramid when it comes to preteens and tweens of need, right? Their basic needs are health and safety, and then school, because that's their job, and then social, friends, etc. Our job is to remind them that the most important thing is health and safety, then school. Their job is to flip that pyramid upside down all the time and say, no, I want to be social, right? And our job is to continue to remind them what the most important things are, right? So would you consider, I hear a lot of parents of adolescents talk about money. Like, I won't give them the allowance. I won't take this. Would money be part of that quadrant of things that you take away? If that's something that is genuinely a currency for your kid, literally. Some kids are motivated by money, some aren't. But I feel like, and that goes back to a family culture thing that we've talked about before. Some families do allowances, some don't, right? But it's really, if that's something your child's motivated by, to earn something, right, or to lose something, then that may work for them. Some kids are not motivated by that at all.
That's right. That's right. I think that, you know, even with little kids and particularly with pre-adolescents, how we discipline our kids and what we discipline them about really shows our values. That, you know, my kids knew that I was pretty much lax about everything. You know, it's me. But I was never lax about manners and even some kind of stupid shit, like you have to write thank you notes. That one of the ways kids learn the culture and the values of their family is, what do the parents come down hard on?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
for me, it was non-negotiable. You do not cash that birthday check until you call the person to say thank you. You don't play with the toy until you write a thank you note.
And what you're pointing out, which I think is so great, is that not everything has to be so big.
Exactly.
Right? Our kids learn what's a big deal for us because of what we emphasize.
Yeah.
But them forgetting a homework assignment, you can do this with them. I guess you'll talk to your teacher about that, right?
Shit happens.
Not everything has to be a big deal. But as soon as you let them go to their friends and not do the homework, guess what? You've just let them know what your culture, what your family value is.
Yes.
So we're just about out of time for this little piece.
Okay.
I think the important thing that I want to add to is about natural consequences. And anytime you're looking at that quadrant and you realize that you're looking for something, and it doesn't have to be the ultimate worst punishment ever in their life, see if you can't pair what you want them to learn with that, right? And we talked about that in previous episodes, but you know, if they're, you know, wasting time in the morning getting out the door, right? And that's something I hear, then maybe you waste their time later when they would rather be on screens and you do a time exchange for them. If they are sassing back, talking, you know, poorly to their sibling, maybe you have them make amends with their sibling by doing a chore for them or taking care of them. But the punishment should fit, you know,
don't do the crime if you won't do the time.
Right.